Oh hey. So I've noticed my front yard has a significant lack of trees to put holiday lights on. So today, I'm going to fix that. When Jesus and your HOA doesn't give you trees, you make them. I'm not doing this as a tutorial. I've decided that. It's just going to be a normal vlog, and I'm not tutorializing it. So here we go. Step 1 of this tutorial will be to gather your supplies. The structure of this tree is made entirely out of PVC pipe and fittings. I actually didn't end up using this black fencing right here. I thought I was going to use it, but then when I was actually trying it out, turns out I didn't need it. The PVC pipe was 10 feet long, so to continue making it easier on myself, I divided these in half and made the trees about 5 feet tall. Let's move things over here so we can be under the shade. I started off using PVC cement, which includes a primer and a glue. The base of the tree is going to be an octagon, so there's going to be 8 pieces of PVC that's going to make up the structure of it. On each piece, I'm putting a T on one end and a cap on the other. And as you can see, this PVC cement was old and dried out and gross. Since at this point I didn't want to make another trip to the hardware store, I ended up using Gorilla Glue that I already had. When bonding this glue to plastic or other smooth surfaces, you have to use a little bit of water to activate it. For the most part, this glue did work, but if I was going to do this again, I would just suck it up, go to the hardware store, and get more PVC cement. Now that I have all the T's glued on, I'm going to flip these pipes over and glue on the caps. Again, spraying them with water first, then applying the glue. While those pieces are drying, I'm going to get started on building the base. And it always helps to have your dog next to you, just for like emotional support. I'm gluing these pieces to the 45-degree bends, and that is going to give the base its shape. These will also be glued together using the water and glue technique. If you check the manual, this is how it tells you to carry PVC pipe. Like a witch on a broom. Oh, big stretch. Big stretch. Okay, don't pretend you don't do that with your dog every time they stretch. Before I actually glue the base together, I wanted to do a dry fit, just to make sure everything would fit together properly and make sure all of the angles are correct. So this is what the shape looks like. Oh hey, progress checking. Had a little bit of a hiccup with the PVC cement, but that's okay. Had a little bit of a hiccup with the fittings, but that's okay. Had a little bit of a hiccup with the camera, but that's okay. Had a little bit of a hiccup with the tripod, but that's okay. So I do have the overall shape. I temporarily zip tied the top together just so it would stand up, and then I can glue the base together and just make sure all of the angles are okay. And then I'm going to run wire through the top of the caps just to make sure the top stays together and hopefully no more hiccups, or I am going to lose my shit. This is another spot where I would make a change. I didn't want to lose the angles of the T's for all of the vertical PVC pipe. So I ended up gluing the fittings to the pipe without actually taking it apart. This did end up working, but there was a few times after where I had to fix pieces that snapped out. To secure all of the tops together, I decided to attach it with wire. To do that, I drilled through each pipe so I could feed the wire through and basically chain the pipes together. I'm going to put a safety PSA out there. I 100% should have been wearing glasses when I was doing this. This wire was poking out and it was very thin, and that could have been what they call bad. This worked very well, and it was a win that I needed for this project. So here is the first tree, and I did decide to make a second one. It's amazing how much faster it goes when you're not changing camera angles. On the second tree, I did end up taking the base apart and gluing the fittings to the pipe from the inside, and that was much more secure. Oh, and here's our second one. Honestly, not liking how much you can see the PVC through the garland. So, I'm going to paint all this PVC, and hopefully that'll conceal it a little bit better. Okay, yeah, that looks way better. I wasn't expecting to paint the PVC, but I didn't think the garland would be so flimsy and see-through. And now we're inside. It has been sporadically raining the past couple of... Yeah? Sam, what do you got to say? Very well said, sir. It has been sporadically raining the past couple of days, so I'm bringing everything inside, not in the garage, because it is humid as fuck in there. So let's get wrapping. I ended up using 8 or 9 strands of this garland for each tree. It was just so thin that I had to compact it as much as I could so the tree wouldn't be so see-through. I now invite you to the ASMR portion of this video. Let us begin. That's nice, isn't it? In order to attach this garland to the PVC pipe, I'm gonna use black zip ties. And now we're going to return to our regular voice after this time lapse of me attaching the garland to the PVC. Alright, now that we're all wrapped up here, I'm going to bring this outside and we're going to do the final decorating. These trees ended up being heavy enough to where they didn't need to be secured to the ground in any special way. They were able to stand and stay in place on their own. I wrapped each one with lights and then hung these ornaments that I got at the hobby store. These ornaments were zip tied onto the garland so they didn't blow away in the wind. And what tree is complete without presents? Now I made these trees primarily for Christmas, but I also set them out and decorated them for Halloween. But anyway, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.